Hey everyone, this is Mike from Mike's Do It Yourself. Today I want to show you how to put in some bathroom cabinetry, and I'll go step by step and we'll go through it. Now what I first did is measured from the bottom of the cabinet to the top of the cabinet, and I ended up with 33 and 9/16. And what I did from that was put a measuring tape on the wall where the cabinets are going to go up to that 33 and 9/16. And I made a mark every foot to 6 inches in there. Made another mark, made another mark, made another mark, made another mark here. And what I'm going to do there, you can use a laser level or you can use a 4-foot or 6-foot level depending on how long your cabinets are, and pick the tallest line or pick the tallest mark that you made and go from there. And so that's what your cabinetry is going to be based on, is whatever that tallest line is. And a laser level is really easy to determine that because it'll make a straight line just all the way across. And you can pick that tallest line and go by that. Because you're going to put shims underneath corners of your cabinetry, and you can get it up to that line that's going to go all the way across. Now for your laser level, when you turn it on, you're going to get a light going across your wall. And you want to go off the one mark that seems like it's the highest. So just go across, look to see which one's the highest, and then you base your lines off of that line. So what you could do, you could draw a line right across here too if you had this being held, or if it was stuck to the wall. My line in the center is the highest line, so I'm going to go off of that line. Just make your line across. Should stay on your level. Now for your first cabinet piece, you want to put a level on top of it from the one end to the other end, and then maneuver it. You want to push it against the back wall, and you can see how the level does level out. And when I take it away, it's not level. So once I get the screws into the back wall, it's going to be level. And you can see how it lines up with that mark along the back wall. So what we need to do is to go ahead and shim it down at the bottom. And that'll hold it against that back wall. Once you get it in that tight, you want to check your level, and your level is perfect along that wall. And you can go this way with it too, and that's perfectly level there. Very level right there. So you've got it level all the way around. So what you can do then is mark your shim, and you'll just take it out and break it right there. Yeah, I'm using 2.5-inch screws to attach the cabinet to the wall. I marked off the studs in the walls, and they're about every 16 inches. See, that one just doesn't make it on this side, but I did one at the end. And you've got about a 3-inch gap at the top that you could put them down farther if you like. Just be cautious of any water lines, any drain pipes, or electrical lines behind there. You don't want to tap into those. But I put one here, one at the corner, and then one on this corner. And that'll hold it in position. So this is the first cabinet right here. I had to drill another hole. I missed this stud a little bit. So this one went into the stud. This corner one went into the stud. And this one is just into the drywall. But after you get that all tightened down, you just want to wiggle your cabinetry just to see if it moves or not. And you can open this up. You can put some down at the bottom too if you feel like it. But I don't think these are going to move, so I'm just going to put them up at the top. I've got these cabinet clamps that work really well, and I had to do some weird shimming, but I got it to where they're lining up right now. So what I'll do, I'll take that 2.5-inch screw, countersink it, and then drill it through both of these, and I'll go about right in the middle and just go straight through it. That way I'll put one at the bottom, one at the top, and that'll hold these two together. And then I can take these clamps off and then attach it back to the wall. So that'll be the next step. Okay, once I have the hole drilled to hook in the two cabinets, I go ahead and use a countersink tool. And then when the head of the screw can just barely fit in there, that's when it's the right size. That's going to countersink nicely. So you want to go ahead and make sure that nothing moved, and then put the screw in. Once you get your cabinets attached to each other, you can go ahead and make sure your shims are in the right position and there's no moving around. And then I went ahead and added a screw into this one. Put these screws back in. I just tightened them up. I loosened them to get the cabinets together. And then I put the screw back over here. And then again, you just want to check with your level. Make sure you're looking really level on your cabinets. If anything changes, then you may have to adjust your shims. It's looking good so far. Now what I did, I went ahead and put the cabinetry right up against the plumbing, and so I drew circles so I knew exactly where I'm going to put the holes, and that way I can just push it right up against the wall once I get the holes done. Well, I got the holes lined up and drilled, so I've got the third cabinet on, and I'm going to shim the outside when I get done hooking the two together. So I'm going to go ahead and drill my holes and then hook the third cabinet to the other two. Okay, when you're drilling your holes to put your cabinets together, Make sure they line up really well. And then when you're drilling, just drill really slow and then take it out every so often and get the shavings out of the flute section. Because if you overheat your drill bit, you take it out every so often and just remove the wood shavings out of there. And that'll make sure your drill bit doesn't get overheated or break off in there. Because this is really hard wood, so you want to go slow with it. Okay, after you finish putting that third cabinet in, you can go ahead and shim up at the top too, if you need to. And then what I did, I just snapped them off, put the screw through there, and that held it in place. And then down at the bottom, you just want to cut your shims however you need to. And on this cabinetry, I had to take out the back plate. So that's what these 3 screws are. I put 2x6 underneath to hold the bottom shelf, and that way I could take out that back plate, because the drywall drain is right in the center of this cabinet. So I had to create a little more space back in the back there. And that's how I was able to do it, by taking out the back plate of this cabinet. So you may or may not have to do that. When they installed the drain pipe, it was pushed out past the wall. So that's why the drywall is sticking out a little. And then on this one, on this cabinetry, I had a top cabinet. And so what I did, I went ahead and lined these up. I put 2 screws down at the bottom. I found the 2x4s in this wall, and I put a screw in the bottom, screw in the top, and then there was a 2x4 behind this screw right here too. So that's going to hold that in place. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. This has been Mike from Mike's Do It Yourself. Good luck on your next home or automotive project.